The original Banshu type, debuting all the way back from the days of Meteorot 1 and 2. It is BAN0 Bankaran, with a kit of triple counter guard, biped legs, and the leg ability of Explorer, which grants S rank to city terrain in addition to the leg standard matches. Now, having seen Bankaran make his first official return to the series in Meteorot 9, it is once again great to see him make another return and debut into Meteorot S as an official gacha model. But with Counter Guard, it is a defense-based skill that will plant him on the line. In any incoming melee skills, he will divert the damage to himself, nullify it, and then return damage to sender. But only if the attack is melee-based, meaning any kind of shooter that is on the field will be completely ignored by Bankaran, because that is not what he's paying attention to. So across the board, especially with him being triple heavy, it is going to very seriously hinder his overall viability in combat, especially as a pure set. He definitely does have the armor there, nearly 5,000 HP for that head, about 4,400 per arm, and about 4,250 for the legs. So tanking a hit, honestly, is something he can do very, very easily, pretty much as his motive and his purpose in battle pretty much denotes of him tanking the blow and reflecting it. But aside from that, his stats really don't measure up all that great compared to others. His heat stat and cool stat are pretty solid though. Across the board, all of them are in the mid 600s to high 700s, meaning that he can get that shield up pretty quick once he does get into stance. But with the cooldown of the low to mid to high 400s, once he does go into cooldown, it may take him just a little bit of time in order to prep for that next blow, especially taking the fact that Counter Guard and Mirror Guard only give you 2 charges if the part is fully capped out. Meaning, unless you're really good at juggling timing, it might be a little tricky to coordinate. In addition to this, if the opponent is using Destroy, it will eat through the shield and his stance as easy as it would anyone using a legitimate shield. However, Bankaran does have a couple redeeming qualities to him, and it's the fact that he also has a set of biped legs that, while may not be the best on the field, are able to support 3 heavy parts. So while he has all the benefits of having an all-around balanced leg as a biped, having the Explorer leg ability will give him one extra terrain that it's very good on, and that is namely road terrains, where biped legs may not perform as great compared to most other terrains normally. But unfortunately, with a base mobility of 600, an evade stat of a rather abysmal evade stat of 613 as well, he's not going to be dodging often, if at all. His shoot and melee resist aren't too bad, really, in the mid 900s. Could honestly be better, but with that high HP, he can comp it pretty decently. So as a pure set score, I would have to rate Bankaran at a pretty solid 4 out of 10. Again, he's not necessarily bad, but having triple the same skill kind of ties into the redundancy argument, only in a sense that if you're using his head first, you can kind of alternate between arms after the head charges burnout and still make use of the same skill. But because of this, he also has no combat capability on the field, and he also is susceptible to massive heavy punish by anyone using a gravity attribute attack, say press, break, or break hammer. He is going to basically be eating the entire blow point blank. As mixed parts, however, I would rate him a little higher at a 5 out of 10. In the sense I mentioned, like I said, his legs can be put to pretty good use if you need them for someone who is triple heavy, say for instance God Emperor on forest terrain or somewhere else, and multi-legs or something of the like can't be a problem, but you have to accommodate for heavy limits. And in the sense that you can use Counter Guard, the nice thing about Bankaran is because all of his parts are Counter Guard, you can fit it into your team relatively decently as long as you can accommodate for that heavy limit. Now, one other thing to mention about him upon his release and debut into the game is that he will be joining the PvP gacha pool, meaning that you cannot legitimately get him through any other standard pool or highlighted gacha banner. In order to get parts to Bankaran, you have to participate in weekly PvP. In order to do that, at the very minimum to get your rewards, you only need to participate in 5 matches. Does not matter if you win or lose, you just have to participate in 5 matches. But of course, if you want a higher chance at getting Bankaran's parts, higher ranking in the PvP leagues each week will definitely suit you well.